Did anybody see who that was? Either way, thanks for tuning in to Monster Mashup. I want to talk about secret or hidden Tamagotchi. These are forms that are often represented by a question mark in the manual growth charts or have strange conditions to get. This won't be comprehensive, but I'll show some of the ones I've gotten in the past couple months and talk about how it went. Hyperchi and Bubblechi are some of my favorite of the newer Tama designs. In particular, Hyperchi is a mood. He doesn't care and he's going to do what he wants. Just look at this little goober go. Bubblechi has that same sort of energy, and the sprites do a great job of portraying a sort of go-with-the-flow ambivalence. I hope more of the newer Tama designs are this expressive. Currently, these two are only obtainable on the Uni, but to get them, you'll need to have a Tama born out of a Tamaverse marriage on a generation that's a multiple of 5, so the 5th, 10th, and so on. You'll know your Tama is eligible to evolve into one if the egg is rainbow. For Hyperchi, you'll need to travel as a male teen, and for Bubblechi, you'll need to buy some Tama fashion outfits. I wouldn't call them difficult to get, but it does take a lot of patience, and if you're trying to get one or the other, hoping for the right coin flip once every 5 generations is pretty harsh. If I get Hyperchi again, I might not let him leave. The old schoolers Bill and Zachi are kind of a pain to get, and I wanted to get them simultaneously for the Vegas club meetup, so I ran them alongside each other. You have to get the good teen, then the middle adult, while giving no discipline to either of those, letting them beep whenever they want. If you're using an older unit from 97 or 98, you only have to worry about 4 discipline alerts to ignore. If you're using one that came out 2018 or on, you'll have 7 that you have to ignore pretty much. Once you've hit the middle adults, you need to keep it alive for another 5-ish days, and you have to be perfect discipline on the adult form. So again, older units it's 4 checks. For both of these units, it was 9 discipline checks that I couldn't miss any of to be able to get the secret character. But if you screw that up, you lose like a week and a half's worth of work, which can be really frustrating. But in exchange for all that, you get an extra adult form. I love them, they're quirky. And yes, random viewer, the Japanese versions have different secret characters, but I haven't gotten them yet. The Nanos have quite a few secret characters or different forms as well. The first one I'll show off is the Tiny Tan Nano. There's been very little documentation about this Tama in general, and it has a lot of weird quirks, like the egg stage lasting 2 to 5 hours. After keeping it alive with custard and dancing, I was able to get what I believe to be the Super Saiyan form of Jin. There are no other pictures I could find, but I asked some BTS experts, and they reached about 75% conclusion that's who it was. Your other forms are based on different video outfits, so that makes sense overall for the hidden ones. I've been no stranger talking about the Pac-Man Nano, and any of the adults, given some good game scores, can eventually ride Pac-Man around. It's really cute and it fits the device well. This is one I'm willing to bet most of you haven't heard of before. Actually, I'll make you a bet. If you haven't heard of this Tama, then subscribe to the channel. And if you have already heard of the Tama, you get to subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, from the bowels of obscurity and limited continental releases comes Tamagotchi 64, otherwise known as 64 de Haken Tamagotchi Mina de Tamagotchi World. It's a board game that shared many things with the later Mario Party games, including some of the developers. It flexes the multiplayer aspect the 64 was so good at presenting. When a human player wins the game, there will be an extra evolution after the adult form. If you're lucky, you could get Mariochi. He only exists in this game, but it's fun to know that he does it all. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about another set of secret characters from the Uni. You can get these Tamas from a marriage between 2 devices connecting directly and completing a craft as a teen. The male form is Shimashimatchi. Shimashimatchi? I'm not sure. Either way, he's a little b-boy. And the female form is Hitachi. I did not understand her until I read the lore, which states she always cheers everyone on, keeps her hands in the air. Whenever something happens, no matter if it's good or bad, she'll Finley, and yeah, her sprite is oddly massive, so some of the accessories look fabulous too. I've kept Yatachi for as long as I kept Hyperchi, so they're like tied for ones I've kept on the uni so far, if that says anything. Thanks for watching, all of you beautiful subscribed people.